Welcome to episode 7 of Creativity and Beyond. This episode is going to be a little bit special. You'll find out as we get on the podcast why I said this. And we have 2 special guests today, and I will let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, please.
You want to go ahead, or I should go ahead?
Can.
So I'm Bert. I would say in the broadest sense, I'm a musician. Basically, I started with saxophone, and it came from loving jazz when I was very young, and then I went to the classical spectrum, and then going to the classical spectrum, I basically went away from any spectrum, so to say, and then towards composing, production, now audio engineering, and also working interdisciplinarity, making music for dance performances or any kind of given performance. I think at this point I want to make something for that, but of course not everything needs to be connected with music also,
right.
So I do a bit of everything in music.
Nice. And where are you from? Your roots or something?
Yeah, I'm from Belgium for sure, but I'm a bit from everywhere in Belgium, I would say, because my mother's side is from Ghent.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved to the sea, and then I went to high school in Bruges, and then when I was 15, then I went to Brussels to go to arts high school, and then from my 18, I came here to the Netherlands. So
nice, man, nice. And you, please introduce yourself.
My name is Maria. I'm originally from the south of Spain, from Sevilla. And I'm an artist, but mainly movement based. But lately I'm been also really dragged into music, and we've been collaborating quite a lot, and also going more into
DJing,
cool, producing ish. So
nice.
Now we are really busy with that. But
That's cool. That's cool.
And also part of Tilburg In Motion, a dance festival.
There we go, Tilburg In Motion. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more later. We're gonna dig into Tilburg In Motion, but for now, round of applause.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay, so first question is, both of you are artists, right?
Yeah.
We want to find out how did you, or what was the first art discipline that you came across?
I think for me it was really, to be honest, singing and opera singing. When I was 4, with kindergarten, I went to the Opera of Ghent, which is a bit uncommon if I think about it now, and I just fell in love with that. And then my biggest idol when I was 5 was Pavarotti. Do you know Pavarotti?
No.
One of the now he's not living anymore, but one of the biggest Italian opera singers, let's say from the 80s till beginning 2000, more a heavy built guy with a big beard, and I just fell in love with that, and from then on I think the musical path never stopped, because I was singing everywhere, and at one point the singing just completely disappeared,
But now you play instruments mainly, right? Saxophone. So at the start, were you already on playing into instruments, or just that singing?
I think it's more with the singing, and in the beginning with saxophone you want to replicate stuff,
right?
And then I think
that's true.
Already quickly came the thing for me that I was I want to create my own stuff, but of course when you're starting to learn something, doesn't matter if it's singing or saxophone, they're gonna put you in a route of replicating stuff first to get some skills and some information and some quality to what you actually want to do,
Nice, that sounds good. And for you, Maria, same question.
Since I was really young, I was really connected to art, and I was also really into painting, and also I started the Conservatory of Music, and then I came across dance, so it was really
At what age was this?
I mean, when I started Conservatory of Music was with 8. When I started dancing was with 10, and drawing I was my whole life really drawing. I really like it. So I had really clear that I want to do something with arts. But I was I don't know in which way, and everything came in the beginning. Everything is more a hobby, right? Until you decide that it's gonna be something more So it came really random to my life, or some more natural. And in the beginning with dance was more like my father came to me like, hey, there are conservatory, there are auditions, so you want to do the auditions and maybe you can enter. And usually you enter with 8. And I was like, no, I'm not ready with music, I'm fine, I don't want to do it. Like, I like dance, but yeah, I'm busy. And then the year after, he told me again, like, do you want to do it? And I was like, okay, why not? You know, I'm just gonna do it, but I was too old. To enter.
To do it,
So then it was really like, okay, I'm just gonna try. Probably I'm not gonna be in, but I'm just gonna do it.
Already too old, you know.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's not too old, but it is too old. For
the age. And what style was that? Like, was it just modern or
no,
contemporary?
actually no, because in the conservatory in Spain you have like 4 years and then 6 years, and then you have like the bachelor.
Okay.
That is 4 years. And the first 4 years, what you do is like flamenco and more like traditional dance, and also a bit of ballet.
Yeah.
And in the last year of your fourth year, you do is a bit of contemporary, but more like modern contemporary. And I got in contact with that, and I really like it. So I was like, okay, maybe this is something for me. And then to continue, you need to do like other audition to really specialize in the one that you want. That you have like flamenco, more like folklore dance. Classic like ballet or contemporary. And I did it for contemporary. So I got there and I was like, okay, this is really my path. So,
nice. Do you kind of like implement the traditional dance styles in your like style, like traditional Spanish dance styles?
Actually, I didn't, but then when I moved here to the Netherlands, it was like a moment of realizing also your roots and where are you coming from, because I feel like when you're living in your country, a lot of times you don't realize everything that you have because you just have it, you know, it's really normal for you. And then when you move abroad, and then you have other culture and other things, you are really appreciating what you actually have and where you come from, right? And then it was a moment of, oh wow, maybe I should do it. And actually this year I did like a little research, taking elements of flamenco into contemporary dance. Not purely taking movement or anything, but more inspired in some kind of aspect.
So, that's cool, going back to the roots. I had the same, like, you know.
It's part of your identity, right?
Exactly, and you have to represent that. That's a part of you, you know.
And it's what makes you special also, and makes sense.
Exactly.
That's what I want to ask you, because then is the thing, like, you ask me for like music, for example, but I see it also now with you with this, for example, is that like one of my big passions also when I was young was like technology, you know?
Right.
And my first PC, I built it when I was 12, you know, because I was like really...
Damn, 12, how old are you now? Just to see the generation.
Exactly. Now I'm 24, you know, so...
Okay, all right.
It's like 12 years ago.
Damn.
But then now I see then suddenly like, because maybe at one point in your life you think, should I pursue my art or should I find like a steady job? But in the end, maybe it's already all the same thing, and it's not random, you know, because the same like the technology thing, it came back now to me again, combined with the musical part. So it's not
everything
random.
Now is connected. Like music now is mainly technology. I mean, you would barely see artists like, you know, singers performing, even famous ones. Back then it was always with bands, but now it's, you know, MPC with laptop, like electric drums, you know, like it's really like if you manage to integrate yourself to this change, you have to, because everything changes, you know, like even dance styles changes, the whole culture changes, you know, it develops, so you have to. It's also still cool to, you know, to kind of do it traditionally. Like, it's so nice for me to see bands play, and then you know, there's a singer, like an actual live band. It's always nice, but sometimes you have to integrate yourself somehow. But man, technology. And actually it's a good segue, because I wanna ask how, or at what point, what age did you tell yourself, like, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this and I wanna make money out of that, I wanna leap off this, or at least try to leap off it? Like,
I don't know, like at 15, then when I went to the arts high school, then I was studying like Latin science at that point, you know, and
Yeah.
I was not really studying also. So I was
Right.
coming home and I was just playing saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, like I meet this friend from my hometown that I was always on the train with to Bruges, and I didn't see him for some time. I was like, hey, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he was studying in Brussels. He was studying
Yeah.
piano, and it was before already making like live electronic music, this kind of things. I was like, oh wow, really? Can you tell me something more about that? So then I went there to visit it, and I was like amazed. So then I said to my mother, like, yeah, I want to go to art high school, you know, I want to go to the conservatory, you know. And she was like, yeah, I knew it, you know.
Oh, they knew, yeah.
And then she was like, why do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, I don't know why. I just want to play this thing like it's a toy, you know.
Yeah.
And then like after that, then when you go to conservatory, like or no, let's say higher education, then it was like, okay, I want to make money with this. But now my idea is not even to make money with it. It's just to make it, and the money will come if you keep making it.
Yes. That's the good mindset. But that is something you learn, like, you know, along the way throughout the journey. Yeah. But did your parents kind of like go against it, or they fully support you as soon as you're like, you told them, I want to chase this as a career?
Yeah, it was like a bit of a... No, I was very supported, let's say, because my parents split up already very young, since 4, you know. And my father was a heavy alcoholic, you know, he's not alive anymore. And then at the moment when I wanted to switch, first he said it was fine, and then it became like a huge problem. And then, we went out of contact, basically, you know. So, I think that was like a very hard thing for me in that moment. And that made me like even like give you more like the rebellion feeling, like
right,
you're not allowing me to do this, so I'm gonna do this, you know.
Like the more they tell you like no, the more you're gonna go for it. It's always like that.
It's true.
But what about for you, Maria? Like at what age or what point in your journey that you decided?
For me, it was also 15 actually, because it was like the last 2 years of high school. And in the last 2 years, you really need to know what you are gonna do and be a bit more like that, right? And I was like, I mean, I really want to do something with dance. I want to become a dancer or an artist. But I also want to go abroad. And I really had that in mind. And then my parents were like, are you crazy? What are you gonna do? Like, do you think you are gonna live out of the art? Like,
that's it's always like that.
But I don't blame them, because it's really hard in the beginning when you don't have reference around you. I don't come from an artist family.
Exactly.
There are no artists around me, so people have just normal jobs with normal lives and blah blah. And I can get that it's hard to digest that your kid is gonna be an artist, and you are just scared because you just want the best for them, right? And in the beginning I felt like it was a bit of tough
it's hard for them to accept.
But then actually when the time was passing and they saw that I had it super clear, and I think they know when it's not a one-time thing, like you think like, oh, they're gonna forget about it. If they see that you take it really clear and it's really like your goal, and you're really doing it and really like investing a lot of time, a lot of energy, and I think that's the thing, because you at that age, like you have high school probably, and then after high school you're spending your whole day after, like your whole evening and everything, so many hours training, so many hours investing into that, and they see that effort. So I think after that, and I did auditions and they got me and everything, they were like, okay, she's taking it serious, so we are gonna support her. So that was the point of, okay, she's taking it serious. So
nice. But was your parents like tough in a way? Like, were they being tough before they accepted?
My father was very tough, you know, like we lost contact, and then then he passed away, you know. So I never had that resolvence of like it's
the
fine.
Closure of
the closure, literally. But my mother, my stepfather, my sister, they've been super supportive, my grandmother too, so nice. I can really not complain about that, you know. And it's more something like you say, like they're worried for you, because nobody in my family is an artist or a musician or whatever, so this is like a very abstract idea to them, you know. And then
they also don't understand it. It's just that I think
they don't understand, so they're worried.
That's like, I had kind of like a different journey growing up. I grew up in Philippines, In Philippines, everybody could sing. It's either we could sing or we could dance. It's one or the other. So in my family, there's a lot of like singers. My mom and my aunt, they all like singers, and then my uncle plays like guitars and stuff like that for hobby. So they know the world of art. They understand, which is also a little bit worse because they know that it's rough.
Yeah, also
like,
that
they understand, so they're like, why are you doing this, you know? So at the start, because I was pursuing dance, and I could feel that, like, what you doing, you know? But on the other part, I could see they're proud because back then we was winning competitions and like battles, like, oh, cool. But what are you gonna do with this? You know, are you gonna make money from this? You know, so I did understand also, but it's like for me they were being tough, but at the same time supportive and proud.
Yeah.
But I could feel and see that they want to pull me back and do something else. Up to the point where I'm like, you know what, you don't need to give me money. I'm gonna hustle by myself.
Yeah. And
then when they see me making my own moves, they're like, you're old enough, you know better.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So that was a nice journey.
I think that's like the part also, like for me and also maybe for you and for you, is like, even though they can be knowing a lot about what you're doing or not, you know, like it's still going to be hard anyway. But if they see that now, example for me before in the other school, I was like, I was not invested in what I was doing. And the moment I pursued music, I was invested like the whole time, you know, so.
It's crazy now, right? The new generation, their family support them because now they see that creating art, content, whatever, music, you can make so much money now because of the internet. So this is the different nowadays than back then. Now, I think their family would even support. Oh, you need light? I'll buy you light. You need camera stand? Whatever, I'll buy it for you. You know? Let's make content together. You know. So it's I don't know. I think there's a beauty, and also there's also a bad thing about that. You know. It would be nice to live in this generation, but I'm actually like, I'm lucky. I could say that I lived in that generation where it was all like outdoor living.
Exactly.
To see things, you have to go there and experience it.
Exactly.
Not like everything online. You know, that's the beauty of it because then you learn social intelligence somehow. Like, because now, you know, there's a lot of mental health issues. It's understandable because you start comparing yourself to some, because you could see a lifestyle of someone who's like really rich. Back then you cannot. You just see them driving by. It's like, oh, it's a rich person. But now you could see their lifestyle. You're like, oh, we're the same age, but you know, why am I living like this? You know, we started our career at the same time, but why is this person? You know, like, cut that shit. Just do your thing and focus on yourself. But anyway, let's. I want to ask, what was your inspiration, both of you, when you were young, when you were starting? Like, what or who was your inspiration?
For me, then, like the real inspiration and the drive that was coming, like for me, then, like I'm not saying like when I was like 4 or something. I'm more saying like 14, 15, 16. Then it became really like jazz for me, and then I can name like a couple of people that I admire or something, but no, it was like specifically John Coltrane, you know, like most people will know Coltrane, but it was just like I was invested in this man's life story, you know, and in his music, and it became I don't parallel myself to him, but I relate to all the feelings and the story that he put out in the world, and the great effect and the reflections that today still ripples through everywhere, you know. And I think that's still true for me now, even though maybe I listen less, but the part that I say before, that at one point then you put yourself the pressure, or other people like your family put the pressure on you, like, I need to make money with this, right? Because people ask you, what are you doing? I say, oh, I'm a musician. Oh, okay, how are you going to make money?
It's always
you know. But then my big artist, my inspiration from that period, for example, he was not trying to make money. Of course, he was trying to make money and survive, you know, but he would still keep on doing that. If he had money, or if you didn't have money.
Yeah. It's like, because you could do it with or without.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because it's also something that is inside of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even if you don't get money out of that and you cannot live with that, you're gonna still doing it because it's something that you need to just express what is inside of you or how you feel or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. To let it out.
Now you're independent, so what can anybody tell you, like...
Exactly, and you can release your own music independently.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Now what you gonna do about it?
It's true.
Yeah, nobody can stop you, man. The world is yours. Yeah, and for you, Maria, what or who was your inspiration, like, when you were starting?
When I was starting, I remember that linked to the conservatory, there are big theater in Sevilla, that is Teatro Central. That is, we were really lucky because we have discounts because we were students and we could go to a lot of performance for free.
Right.
Yeah.
And that theater was bringing all the companies, high levels, who was going Europe, but Asia and everything. So. Yeah. It was like, for me, it was a perfect timing to have all that inspiration because I was getting in a really easy way all the things that it was going on, and not only in Spain, just what it was going on in general. Yeah. So I felt like, for example, Peeping Tom in that moment was for me like blowing my mind. I remember to be 15 and going to a 4 hours performance and then going out like, I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's good, this kind of performance that after you are just thinking, I don't know what I think, but it's moved something inside, no?
Yeah.
So that was a really big part, but also like I was a bit of a rat in internet, so I was just trying to find weird stuff in SoundCloud, and also like.
That's cool. Yeah.
I was really a rat. And I also like my name in social media and what is part of my identity, I think also as an artist now, is like Kang Bashi. It is like a ghost town in China, super random, that I found one night going in my laptop, because in that period I didn't sleep so much because I have like a lot of struggles sleeping, and I was just in my laptop at night and I found this ghost city, and I was really like, whoa, wow, it's so me right now, like when you're a teenager and you're like,
wait, can I give the example of the other day, like with the name?
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, like now, like you want to create your new brand, your new artist profile, whatever, right? Like, it's probably going to be hard to claim that name, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, for example, like I put on SoundCloud Kang Bashi, and there's only like literally like there's 12 results. That's crazy. But there are only 4 results saying that name in there, So it's a ghost town in China, but on the internet it's also kind of a ghost town still. Yeah. So it's like a very lucky thing,
Yeah, and I have the name on Instagram, and I also have it in SoundCloud and everything, so it's just mine,
I was like, why actually Kang Bashi? But you did explain it now.
I mean, it's a bit more a whole story, but...
But it's, I mean, if you want to share that story, go ahead, why you chose Kang Bashi, like...
I mean, it is like, basically the story of the city is like in China there was like a metal, like, how do you call it, like where they extract the metal,
like maybe where they mine.
Like
mining. And
it was like super high the price, and they were like, okay, here we have a really like good point for like economy and blah blah blah, so we are gonna build a city so people can come to live here and they can work and we can support economy, blah blah blah.
Like social structure.
Right.
So they built the whole city and it was super new and blah blah blah. What happened, that the mineral basically dropped down, so it was not so good idea anymore. No one wanted to move and no one wanted to be there, so they did like a whole city for kind of nothing. And there was just like some random, you have videos of random buses, like tourist buses going there, but the city is like just empty and with some kind of music in the street, like really weird vibe. And it's a bit of the concept what it could be, but it never was. So it was a bit of that. And in that moment I was a bit like, you're a teenager, so you're just like... no one understands me, I want to be an artist, blah blah. So it was a bit, I felt really connected with that I don't know, that idea, like what it can be, or this thing of I don't know what it's gonna be, maybe so it was for that,
the
basically.
Mystery of it,
or maybe like this idea, what is behind that, but maybe it's gonna be, maybe not, so this a bit of illusional thing, and I get really inspired also by all these dreamy things, or more like imaginary things, so I thought it was really connected to that also.
That's really cool. I could relate, because right now I'm all the stuff that I'm creating visually is like dreamy stuff, and like also a lot of dark shit, like shit that my imagination, you know. But anyway, do you guys still have the same inspiration up to date, or did this change throughout?
Well, I think it's also a bit like you said before, like that you can enjoy like some typical or conservative, I don't mean conservative like in a way that we think about conservative in a lot of ways, but like a typical nationalistic conservative culture of that you identify with certain countries or whatever, you know. Like there's people and artists that I know and friends that are really like that, and they want to do that, you know. And maybe at one point I was like, I want to do that, but I know right now I don't want to do that, you know. I might as well do an office job or something else, you know. For me it's like changing the whole time, you know. And in that change then is because you get different inspirations, right? And then in the end you realize like everything is connected, you know, so it's coming from the same place.
Exactly. What about?
But also like I feel like for sure I had all this inspiration, and I think was good for that moment, because you need reference, right? But once when you are there and you're doing it more professional or trying to build something, you feel like you don't need that reference anymore, because you are your own reference, right? And the people who is around you is who you want to be around, you know, and you get inspiration for them, because they are artists and they do their own stuff, and you get like common inspiration, or just the people around you, or just normal things. So I think right now for me it's not like that much like these companies or these things or these people. It's not like specific people, it's more you're around it, right? So now it's different approach for me.
That's really good to hear, because you could really see or hear the maturity in, I've said this word so much, because you really see the maturity in your artistic journey, because now your inspiration is just your environment, your own life experiences, your feelings, because you create from this. And I believe it's really important to have that, because you're gonna develop certain originality in the way you create your music, the way you make it sound, the way you move, the way you create, you know, like movement or choreography. So that's really good to hear, like you know, artists reaching this maturity level that, you know, I don't want to put myself in a box now that I'm only inspired by 2-3 people and I'm gonna move or create like them. Like that's really like good to hear. And
but also because you have these inspirations, you have your roots, where are you from, and you have your around it, it make you create a path, and it make you create your own thing, right? And thanks to that, it just built you to next level.
Exactly. And like it kind of forces you to look back in your roots, because sometimes we forget our roots, that we're so focused in this. But you know what, let me dig down deep in me, because there's something in me that I want to represent and let out, because we sometimes we get lost into masking ourselves, you know,
100%.
to the society, because you know, everybody has like two-faced that things that even actually maybe even a lot of different faces, because when we are just by ourselves alone, our thoughts is different, our movement is different, and if we are with like a partner, we also sometimes act different. We cannot like there's a lot of times we could be us, but sometimes you know, like the thoughts that would come, like, should I say this, should I act like this, sometimes you gotta filter things out or act a different way, because you know it would affect this, and you're afraid of that, and we mask it, but because that we think that it will be bad, you know, but we're just overthinking, I think.
We're overthinking.
But
it's like a question of perception also, you know, because like imagine, like you say, you're a musician to somebody or you're a dancer, now we take it more precise, like say I'm a saxophone player, you know?
Yeah.
But you're only going to think of what I'm doing, of what you know about that, you know? Or now I say, I produce stuff, so now you think, oh, this guy is a producer, you know? But what do you think is a producer, you know?
Well, yeah, I could produce many other things, like
it's true,
yeah. It's a very interesting thing, you know, like this topic. But we need to go back to creativity. So what made you guys keep doing what you're doing? Like what keeps this fire going in staying in this artistic journey? Because it's tough, obviously.
Yeah.
So what makes you stay here?
What makes me stay here is that I know I will always be here. You know, so it's a bit like Maria also said before, like imagine like you really need to make ends meet and you don't have a choice, so now you need to go and work in the factory, you know? Well, I know even if I work in the factory, I cannot not make music. I will still do it. So it's something that like you can lose yourself sometimes and thinking like, for example, like the pressure again, like I need to make money with music or I need to make money, you know? But in the end, if I take all that pressure away and all these external ideas of what people want me to be or what I think people want me to be, in the end this will always be me, so I'm not gonna try to please anybody else except myself. And even if I think like this and say this now, well, one day to another I get confused as well, you know. You cannot be in this conscious state the whole time, but it's important to remind yourself, right?
Nice.
But it's also like a door that if you open, you cannot close it anymore. For me, it's a bit like that. And for sure, you can have periods where you lose yourself, as you said. And also, like, I think, like, in this country, it's really productive, right? So you really need to be productive the whole time. And you need to keep going. And you need to do stuff. And the whole time, like... And sometimes that's against artistry, I feel like.
100%.
Yes.
So a lot of times when I come back to Spain and I stop and just the way of life and how people are and how the culture is more relaxed, I feel like, whew. And then it's when actually all this creativity that I lost because you need to keep going and you need to do this, it's come to you and you're like, oh yeah, actually I have this idea and this thing and this thing and this thing. But a lot of times you are just blocking yourself because you are your worst enemy a lot of times, and you are just like putting way too much pressure in something it doesn't need to have it, you know. And it's important for sure, like you need to make money, you need to survive, and you need to do stuff, but there are so limits that to be kind with yourself, you know, you don't need to cross, I think. And more as an artist, that you are your own boss a lot of time and you do it by yourself, and a lot of things like you put way too much pressure on you, and that's against being an artist, I think also, because you have like the part that is more artistic and the part that is more business. And you need to balance it out.
I want to ask something, but this is such a nice transition because I always ask like if you think that business or artists should learn about business, but we'll get to that later. I want to touch into that subject first, like how it's going against like the artists, you know, because here in the Netherlands or in the West Europe,
I think the West is better.
It's really commercialized, like artists, you know. If you don't produce, you're not gonna get enough what you call this, enough not vision, I forgot the word that I'm using for it, but visibility like from the market. And like also you're not gonna make you know too much money, but you could work on projects where you're not the one creating. I think that's sustainable because you don't have to burn out your creative brain. That's okay, but to be able to make it as a maker, as a creator, as you know, it's really gonna be tough, and it really takes time to create. And this is I believe what artists should do is always take time. Take your time to create whatever it is you're creating, because when you just create just when you actually just create to create, you're not creating for yourself, you're creating for the people
exactly
who's watching, and that's not the whole point of it. The whole point is to create something that's you, the story that you're gonna say as a person, and like represent yourself to inspire other people around to do the same thing. But and that's the hard part here in the West, and this is where we're gonna segue to. Or if
I think it's like you want to represent yourself to inspire others, but this representation of yourself is coming from inspiration of others also.
Exactly. So it's like a full circle, like
of course.
It's just here. If you're true to yourself, true to actually if you're just true to yourself, everything will be so genuine, and then it'll come back around, like, and never gatekeep. Like if you have something to share it, because even if you don't share it now, it will come out somehow, some way. People will find out about it. So share the knowledge, like, because even if they do the same thing as you shouldn't be scared, because okay, there's competition to make money, but are we really doing this for that, or for competition?
Exactly.
If people like what you're doing and they know it's original, and just create. Never be scared of like, oh, they're gonna go ahead of me. No, man. Everybody got their days. Maybe today I'm up here, tomorrow you're gonna be up here. It's like this.
100%.
But I also feel like here, a lot of times I like ABC. There are like some predetermined things that they like. And if you are not in that box, you have it more difficult. So as a creator, a lot of times you need to keep strong and be strong in the way that believe in what you do, because maybe not gonna be the easiest way or the easiest path, but you are gonna find your public and your people that you can connect with.
Exactly.
Because I think it's also the balance in between, if you want to create your own stuff and maybe being part of other projects, that I think that's also easier in the way that you don't need to invest so much invest so much time, so much energy, maybe so much money. So sometimes it's good to just get some money and get some contacts and work for other people. That is also inspiring, but you need to find the people that you want to work with, because you need to also select, right? You cannot do everything that
I don't think like you need to find the people, because it's also a thing like about being genuine, what you said before, and also what you can say like about the generations now. I still think like we have the problem that now we can compare everything on social media, and you have like I don't know how old Billie Eilish is, but she's probably not gonna be far from our age, I'm not gonna compare myself to that.
I mean,
it's a whole.
You should not.
I should not, like, in any way. Like, even if I was like a woman and I want to be a super commercial singer, like even then I should not compare, because we can think, oh, I need this many views or this many listens and this many followers. No, because the moment that you think I don't even need to find people, or people don't even need to find me, I just stay true to myself, and it's like a cycle of me working with other people. Well, we're at a point where everybody's genuine, right? Everybody's genuine, and you're genuine, so you're open to being in a creative space. So now all the pressure is off. So probably you're going to be most productive at this point.
And also like, if you do what you want and in the way that you want it, and if you are really pure with what you want to say, I think people are gonna come to you.
Exactly. And that's the difference between someone who's big, like for example Billie Eilish. They only see that one person.
Exactly.
But you don't see what is in the back. This is being run by hundreds of people.
Exactly.
This is a whole business. Like imagine starting a business right now. Okay, I'm a one person, but eventually you're gonna get this big, because
you need more people.
You're attracting the people. You know what? I see something in this business or whatever. I want to contribute. I want to help this. And obviously the money comes then in there, but it's more like there's something in this that they believe, and they truly believe that they're gonna put their whole time and effort, even though at the start you're not gonna make money, but they believe your journey or your belief so much that they're willing to give their life off this and then help you grow up, because everybody has different purpose. Like some people's purpose is to help some other people build up their purpose, you know, like it's just, this is how society works, because nobody is gonna be in the top without these people that their purpose is to make your belief or your goal their goal as well. And it's just a collaborative work, and this is how we're gonna make it as human, and this is how we survive as humans back you know, back in the day. Like
since the start, since like almost every creature in the world, right? Exactly. Nobody does anything
alone.
Nothing alone, right?
No,
that's the thing, and it's so stupid sometimes when in art there are all this kind of competition in between each other. When it need to be community and together, because if not, what are you gonna do alone? One person alone can do anything. But if you have the right people around you and you can help each other and you get together, you can actually build up something.
Exactly. Collaborate, and it plays a lot with ego, because he's doing good now. Fuck it, I want to do better. He's doing this. But no, I want to start my own as well. But the thing is, if you are walking in the same direction or same what you call this, same goal, like same ending, okay, I want to go to Yambo, you're going to Yambo as well, but why can't we walk together? Why do you have to take this way and I have to take this way? And we're friends, we know what we do, and there's some skills that I have that I can contribute to your skills, vice versa. Let's create something together. Let's get to Yambo together. You know, maybe we see something on the way. Maybe by the time we get to Yambo, we're gonna be like 6 people. Exactly. Because we know we are going to the same direction.
And you might as well walk together, and you might as well split up on the way.
Or you might see someone that has a car that's going to there, and that's gonna make the whole journey faster and smoother.
It's true.
You know, it's
but
like
it's also about insecurities.
So
you compare yourself, you think you're a bit under, or you feel like this person can pass you or something, and you want to.
But also think like
superiority complex and the inferiority complex. It really exists. I feel this sometimes. That's why I gotta bring myself out.
Everyone feel it, right? It's normal compare yourself, but then you should think like, okay,
the awareness.
It's not about the rest. It's just about me being my best version and trying to be around good people, help everyone who you can help, and be help. Also, like, it's good upset help, because sometimes we are a bit like, no, I don't need anything, and you need it, and you need to be open to learn, because you have stuff to learn.
Exactly.
Before I really thought like let's say until maybe like 21, 22 for sure, I would mainly think like really like, no, I work better alone, you know, and then nobody can fuck anything up for myself. And now I really know, no, I'm gonna exceed my highest potential working with more individuals, you know?
But also, like, you should be aware of the tools that you have around you and take what you can take. Because a lot of time we are way too busy in one thing. For example, in my case, I was studying dance, no? So I was really focused in dance. But then I met Bert, and he's a musician. And then I was like, oh wow, I was always really interested in music also. So if I have him there and I have all these tools that I can use, why I'm not gonna get invest also in this? And why we are not gonna create something together? And the same for you. Maybe it was something that you were not thinking about dance or making something with dance.
100%,
But because we have each other now, it makes you...
Because you go to school to become something, right? So you want to achieve your dream. So this is your dream here. And you are missing all the space in between is what you think. But while you're filling up the space, maybe you already achieved your dream. You're not even aware, and now your goal is even further. So you keep the pressure, but you keep yourself inside of a box that you don't even realize.
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
And also with all this multidisciplinary stuff, really cool. But I'm gonna open a bit of a polemic topic.
But, you can cry if you want. It's good content. It's good content.
It is really cool.
You make a reel of 5 seconds.
It is really cool that it's multidisciplinary, but what it is multidisciplinary, if you just keep doing your own stuff in the same way, just around other people who is doing the same that they are always doing, you know? for me, multidisciplinary is you try something new and you go out of the comfort zone. So that's a bit of a debate. Like, okay, you are doing something multidisciplinary because you have more than one discipline. But actually, are you doing more than one discipline, or are you trying to go out of your box or something? So that's the thing. Like, it's super cool that it's happening these things, but
they have to be willing to learn, or at least understand if they can. Because maybe some cannot really do it, but at least make the effort to understand the whole process and understand why this is being done this way. It's like I remember there was a production and there was an issue because some of the dancers are just like freestylers, you know, like hip hop, and the production is theater. This side doesn't understand dramaturgy. This side understand. So the other people would be like, why? I could do more than this. But no, it doesn't make sense for the story. Like, I know you dance so good. You could do like different tricks. But you walking right now and having this expression will help the narrative of the whole thing. Exactly. But they do not understand. This is where, you know, like, it's still the same discipline as dance, but it's still,
for sure. But it's a bit like going out of your comfort zone and learning something new and doing something that you will not do by yourself, just training dance or training music or doing this, because it is the point of having multidisciplinary things.
Learn from each other, learn the process of this. Don't like keep yourself stuck in your own head that like, no, I'm good enough. That, you know, is the ego again, the insecurity, like that, you know, all this
also
shit.
Because other people describe you an ego or an identity, and now you keep stuck to this because other people expect it of you. Like the same, like now I want to do composition in school, for example. Well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to a teacher and I'm just gonna show him compositions every week. But how is this like broadening my field? My idea is not broadening my field, but then, for example, then I start going to dance performances, and then I see like in that specific production, one of the dancers is together with another musician, like running to all the instruments and the tools and I don't even remember exactly what they had there, you know, but he's in between the dancers and he's running back to make the music also at the same time. And then my head starts popping and I'm like, whoa, but you know, like there's so many job opportunities in all these fields that even if I study composition at school, these people are not going to make me aware of that, or maybe they're themselves not even aware of that, you know? Damn,
that's crazy. Actually, I wanted to add something, I guess just for people, whoever is going to listen to this, about, you know, the multidisciplinary production. You also need to be careful. Not all people are good and not all people are bad. So you will have people that will come into your life that will just suck this creativity, this energy out of you without benefiting you, and you have to be aware of this. And they're gonna step on you to get up.
That's
and
true.
This happens a lot. So for people, like, it's good to, you know, collaborate and learn and always be open, but have this awareness and protect your peace, you know, protect your energy.
And also like trust your first impression and your feeling, because a lot of times we feel like it's a good opportunity for me, but then you feel like something is wrong, it's not really right, or there's something a bit dark, but you are like, okay, but it's gonna be good, you know, it's gonna be good, and then you push yourself a bit, but you know
it's not right. And never do nothing for just money alone, especially in our artistic world, creativity, whatever. Never ever do anything for money if you want to make it. Like,
exactly, because now I can think, I want to be a saxophonist. Okay, I can search now to teach in 5 music schools, but do I want to teach in 5 music schools just to call myself a saxophonist? No, I don't want that, you know. Put me in an office then that I feel like
I'd rather be there and then play my music afterwards.
Exactly, you know, because that is not my identity, you know?
Exactly. And even teaching, right? Like when you teach, sometimes like the students are just actually there because of their parents.
Also,
like when I used to teach dance back then, I was like, why come here, man? Why come here with this energy? Like, this is a class, you know, you come here to learn. If you don't want to learn, don't come.
There's no point.
I want to teach people who is like who actually wants to learn, not just because I got nothing to do right now, you know, I'm gonna come. But yeah, wait, let me move on. Okay. So what is the main purpose? It's kind of like been answered throughout the conversation if I look back, but what really is the main purpose of what you're doing, like of your artistic journey, and say for you?
Yeah, I think but I've also been interested in philosophy for a long time, but now I'm delving into philosophy and physics and metaphysics and
you would love the last question.
and geometry, these type of things, and I've been feeding it into ChatGPT as well, like not asking for straight answers. Like I'm instructing ChatGPT, and often it says to me already what I think before I even give what I want to hear.
That's
so
interesting one, man. You should make a reel on this and then
but my purpose is I don't have a purpose because I don't even exist at this point. ChatGPT, we say artificial intelligence. We are as artificial as that is artificial, in my opinion. I don't say everybody needs to share my opinion. This is the absolute truth, but this is really what I think. I am as much my environment as my environment is me. And if I don't put anything in my environment, I don't have a basis of reflection.
You are what you consume. You are what you eat.
Who am I then? I'm just getting consumed then.
Yeah, exactly.
So the purpose, again, like with the comparing thing, like before, is just the connection that I am to my environment and all the connections coming from there, because then you don't need to focus on I need to make this money, I need to have this amount of following or whatever. The interpersonal connection, if you are genuine and other people are genuine, because not everybody's genuine, and if you try to protect yourself a bit, well, all this interpersonal connections and plays and work that you're doing, it is going to come back to you as much as you are giving it to other people.
Exactly. Karma, right? Like I also truly believe in that, and whatever you put out to the world, it will come back to you. And
ChatGPT also believes that,
Even AI believes that, right? It's different now, like AI. There's a recent interview of Mark Zuckerberg with it's a podcast with Clio something. Y'all can search that, but it's very interesting, man. Like Zuckerberg created this glasses where exactly. Y'all should listen to that. AI technology is crazy, man. But for you, was
for me,
was a main purpose, or
for me, just keep growing and learning. It's just like I think you need to keep curious, and I just wanted to keep developing myself. So. That's why I keep doing it, because I feel like every day there are new things to learn, new things to explore, my body, my mind, and I do believe that body and mind really connects, and if something is not working, nothing is working. So I'm just trying to keep this aligned and try to just keep doing it stuff, because by doing you are gonna learn what you want and what you don't want, and which way do you want it and how do you want it, and which people do you want to have around you. So for me, that's a motivation, just keep learning.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, just do it, because at this point I'm prepared to share 1,000 productions, 1,000 recordings without even trying to share it, because that means you're already doing something. So now if you meet a person, well, you have a whole portfolio. So if that is now the head of the record label of Sony or whatever, you have a lot to show them. And
that's the guy in the on the road that's driving.
That's with the car. Exactly. Because you don't need to have the car, because somebody else will have the car. And maybe that person is blind in the car, but you have the vision of where the destination is to be.
You could point out, they have the resources, but they don't have the vision of where to go. And again, collaborative work.
Exactly.
We always go back to that.
That's true.
And do you both perform more or create more nowadays? Like which one?
For me, it's really like whatever the situation wants me to be. Again, what is my identity? It's what the people put upon me, or what the situation puts upon me.
But personal preference, do you enjoy creating more or do you enjoy performing more? Like when I say performing, meaning like someone else is in the lead and you just kind of
I like to create what I perform.
Okay, so you like to do both.
Yeah, I like to be there, and I like the sensation of
Nice. Yeah.
But I do really like to create, and I could not be just performing without creating.
Nice.
Like for sure you can do some projects where you are not creating. I really also like that, but I could not be without creating. It's something that is natural in me, and I think it doesn't make sense, because if you are not creating, basically you are
You're not
just
an artist.
You are not an artist, right?
You're a performer.
So
there's a big difference. It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
Very fine line. Yeah.
There are a lot of dancers, a lot of musicians, a lot of directors, a lot of stuff that they are not artists.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. This is what a lot of people are getting confused. I have different people that I talk to. I mean, I never argue, because everybody has their own opinion, and if you know that this is their vision, and sometimes you gotta read the room. Sometimes when you say something is gonna hurt them and they're just gonna go on defensive, you gotta agree to disagree when that point comes. And there's some people, they believe they're artists, and I ask them like, so do you create something or you just follow?
Exactly.
Like, no, I enjoy performing whatever, but I'm an artist. Like, it's okay. But there's always a fine line to this. If you are performing, you are a performer. And like you could play instrument, but if you're not creating from your knowledge
100%,
and you're just playing it
100%,
you're just playing, right?
100%,
You're not really creating different melodies, different sound patterns. This is different. So this is a really, really
it's
big.
like if you learn how to build a computer and you do it all the time, and you play you learn how to, I don't know, certain technique, and you do it the whole time, or you learn how to play an instrument and you just do it the whole time, or there's the artistic part behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just doing it automatically because you learned it,
or
right?
like with the classical musicians, and like, for example, like I have music theory teachers that cannot compose anything themselves. They can only replicate. So this is like really crazy. You're explaining to me the basis of creation of all Western music, but you or yourself in an original way cannot create anything. Like, this is super paradoxical, right?
Yeah.
And the same, like, I always improvised. So it was always my basis. Improvisation
already is being an artist, because you're trying to be. You're trying to create and be creative, or like exploring something, like experimenting in your own creation. That's already being an artist. And a lot of even dancers, mostly commercial dancers, because they're used to learning certain choreography in a studio. But if you put them in a if you ask them to create, they're gonna create something from what they learned. Like literally, a lot of choreographers, like, yo, you did this move like 5 times in the last choreography you made. Where's the artistic creativity in that? Okay, it's creative that you created it in a different sound and different dynamics, but did you just hit the ceiling? Like, or
and I do understand that you need to do that in the beginning, and it's important for you
to do both in the beginning.
But maybe in the beginning you are more like finding yourself, whatever. But when you pass certain level, you need to go
if
further.
You see like 20-30 videos, it's like, yo, where's the growth? Like, yo, your movement is getting clean, but you gotta grow further than that. And that's being an artist, is because if you stop, then you're not an artist anymore. You're just a dancer. Like, you're just a mover, like. It's a very interesting topic, it's
like you say, like with the performance and dance, and the same, like I would say with most of classical musicians, with a big part of jazz musicians, but it's different because they're at the basis of creation, but still they're gonna copy,
and they just follow the
exactly, so
sheets.
What are you the artist, or are you just like an accountant, like performing the task that is literally written down,
shit. So I just quickly checked the time. We're almost an hour in.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's crazy, right? This podcast. That's why I'm like, oh shit, you have a meeting at 3:00.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What time is it?
Okay, let's go. It's 15 minutes to 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
15 minutes to 3. Okay. I need to go like in 10 minutes.
Okay. We will get to the end.
No, it's never ended.
I know.
This is just the beginning.
This is what I mean with podcasts. This is also why I want to be behind the camera, because once we get into certain conversations, it just keeps going and going.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me see what I can skip. Okay. So, let's talk about Maria. What are you currently doing right now? What activities do you have? This is the transition. Just so you know.
Also, as you know, I think in dance, it is not everything about being dancer or performing or creating. Yeah. There are also other sides.
Right.
And it's what I discovered last year, and it's what I'm a bit into right now.
Yeah.
That is creating a festival.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know about it.
Which festival?
What festival?
Tilburg In Motion.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What is Tilburg In Motion?
Tilburg In Motion is a dance festival that is based in Tilburg. And it came from a need, actually. We were a group of students in our last year.
Yeah.
And we have the space to experiment with whatever we want. And we were like, okay, it's our last year, we need to find internships. It was quite tough to find stuff that year. I don't know why, but anyone was having a lot of things. And we were like, okay, we don't have opportunities. We are going to create our own opportunities.
That's it.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, let's make it, right? And also we were missing a bit of community here in Tilburg because you have like Amsterdam and you have Rotterdam or Utrecht even. That you have like classes and you have like more performance and more companies and more stuff, but here in Tilburg it's a bit more difficult. There are for sure some stuff, but it was missing a bit of connection also in between everything what is happening, and we were like, okay, let's make a dance festival where we can perform our own pieces, but we can also get this size of what it is organizing an event, right? What it is contacting different people, trying to create a bit of community. That we also have like the crew that is also doing a bit that, but they are doing more in street club styles, and we were like, okay, how we do this, because we also want to bring like different styles together and a really safe space, and we want to also bring dance to the city. That was also our main thing. We just don't want to do it like a niche thing. We wanted to bring it to people, so we were like, okay, maybe we need to do it in a public space, right? And we were like, okay, we were like thinking about different places, and then we came with the idea of doing in a library, where it's a space where usually you don't have dance, right, or art in general. So we were like, okay, this is a big statement, right, because it's like with culture things are happening, but not that much dance or art events, stuff like that. So we were like, okay, let's do it there, and it was like a nice place, really open. Our goal is to like a free festival, so it's everyone can enter, and you don't need tickets for almost anything, or maybe for some stuff, but it's more like you can join if you are just spontaneous there and you see like. And we also wanted to do it for kids that they also get in contact with art, and mainly based in dance, but really welcome to other artists also.
I'm coming. I feel very welcome.
So that was the starting point, and we did the first edition last May. And it was a success for me, the first edition.
Nice.
It was good. We were happy. Yay! And now we are in the process of creating our own stichting.
Nice.
So we are doing it a bit more in the legal thing and stuff. And also we have dates for the next edition, actually.
Oh, shit. Well, you can promote it now.
Yeah, it's going to be the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May. So save the date.
It's in my agenda.
Agendas.
1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
Yeah. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of May of 2025.
So save the date.
Save the date, yo. And this is also why we have this episode, is because Tilburg In Motion is gonna be now part of this podcast as we go forward. And I don't know, maybe at some point you're not gonna see me anymore in front of the camera.
No,
because I hate being in front of the camera. This is also
we love you being in front of the camera.
Yeah, I hate performing, man. I love creating, so I'll stay. Yeah, that's the announcement of this
Yes.
special episode. Is Tilburg In Motion is gonna be part of the podcast. We're gonna be doing a lot of collaborative work in the future on this pod. So you will see Maria a lot, and maybe you can come sometimes too, man. If not, and who else? Maybe Dagmar or Stefan.
We have different names. Yeah.
And the same, like, the value is in the connections. No, like you say, maybe me, you know, but like even then, like, I know so many people, you know, that would be super interesting too. And from even then bringing them there just for a talk doesn't even need to be a podcast.
Yeah.
People are gonna want to work with each other, you know?
Like little networking event, you know?
And also as an artist, you want to feel understand, right? You want people to understand you. So this kind of talk will bring you together as an artist.
It's gonna
also
open up, and this is why Tilburg is in motion.
Yes.
It is.
But we also, like, I'm part of a peer team, so we just want to connect with people and make people interested and just really create a network also for artists in this city and get connected with the crew and with everything what is happening with all the companies, with all the small people, students also, that they feel support, they feel like they have space to perform, because in school a lot of times you don't have so many opportunities to perform. And also for normal people to get in contact, because it was like a dance festival in the city, and after COVID it was like over.
Big thing.
They use COVID as business, huh?
Basically.
They got subsidy for like doing some stupid shit. But that's the news, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, so I'm gonna ask
I would like to stay longer,
because I got some more questions. That's like I wish we started more early, but it's okay. We can do a part 2 at some point. Come again, you know. Okay. There were supposed to be like a fun thing, but next time. Okay, so for this questions for that's 2 questions for both of you before we outro. What are the 3 philosophies do you live by?
Oh, that's a very nice one.
Don't make it too long, you gotta go. But you can if you want, huh?
You can talk for hours about this.
What are the 3 philosophies that I live by? Like,
give us some quotables.
And I've been saying, even like right now, like it's 3 in 1, you know, like the existence is ever existing, you know, and it just simply is, you know. And I can put this to a lot of different philosophies. I can put this to Nietzsche, I can put this to nihilism, to Buddhism, you know, like to Taoism, you know, but
Stoicism.
Stoicism, exactly. But it just simply is, you know. And I would also say non-individualism, you know, and non-individualism, and realizing that still we are one thing, we are singular, but we can only be singular if the plural is there, you know, because otherwise there's no basis for reflection. Like
one doesn't exist without the other.
Exactly.
So you can give us 3 quotables.
3 quotes.
Like time is gold. You don't gotta I would deep in, because you're gonna be so late.
I would say the 3 things that I often think is like, I don't exist, the world doesn't exist, and therefore everything I think exists as much as the basis of what is our reality. And like the same, like with Tilburg In Motion, saying that there is no community, the community is there as much as you want to see it. And the same, like the collaborative aspect is there as much as you want to see it. So right now, because I'm in this mental state now for some months, I have all these people, I have like 1,000 meetings with people in the last month, and even before I ask to work with certain people that I want to work with, they already ask it to me, you know, because this shared energy, if we allow ourselves, if the energy is going to meet, you know?
Exactly. It is there. You just need to realize it and open up.
Open yourself up.
What you think is manifesting then.
Your own perception in life will become your reality, you know?
You do,
Like, oh, see, like
this
the podcast.
This was not a coincidence,
you know?
That was like a little sign for us. God damn. Wait. Okay. For you, Maria, you can answer quickly while I fix the light on this.
Yeah, I mean, I really agree with him. I don't have anything to add, actually. Yeah, but we also talk quite a lot about this.
Yeah.
So we're really aligning these things. But yeah.
On one line, you know.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, that's really good. Thanks for sharing. And how am I gonna end this? So if you could leave some message to the people who's watching, you could say it.
I would say don't believe that you exist, and believe in everything that you think, and believe in everybody else as well.
Mm-hmm.
And still protect yourself and protect others, you know?
Yes.
And don't be afraid.
Yes. Get that.
Don't be afraid.
Maria.
Just be honest with what you do, who you are, how you do it. Try to improve yourself all the time and just be your best self without comparing.
Yeah.
Just have good people around you.
Yeah.
And try to connect with people. You cannot be alone. You are not gonna do anything alone.
Yeah.
And people are gonna like you because you are honest with what you do and you are pure with what you do. So just keep doing what you are doing.
Yeah. And we will see you on the next episode.
Yes.
And just the last thing now. Where could people find and support you, like you or your music, whatever?
Well, you don't need to find my music, because I am gonna find you. No, really, like now, I changed my Instagram name even to something so abstract. Like right now, people ask me, I cannot even find myself if I just need to type the name.
Search it. Yeah.
And on SoundCloud, I just put like a dot now for my name, you know. So I'm trying to bring that philosophical aspect and that non-identity part. So if you want to find me, find me.
Yeah. Otherwise, he will find you. Yeah. For you, Maria, just to check out where could people find you and support you, and also Tilburg In Motion.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm Kang Bashi, basically.
Kang Bashi.
And Tilburg In Motion is Tilburg In Motion also on Instagram. So just follow Tilburg In Motion because you're missing out if you're not doing.
Let's go.
And a lot of things are coming.
Yes. Tilburg, trust me, Tilburg is in motion, and
exactly.
Later today there's a battle. You're probably it's done when this podcast is out. Yeah. But there's a lot of things happening now in Tilburg. So if you're from outside Tilburg, you're watching this, pay attention and come through, meet us as well, connect with us. Connect with the community here. And this has been Creativity and Beyond, episode 7. Thank you very much, guys, for coming.
Thank you.
Such a beautiful conversation. Crazy. I wish we could have gone for another hour, but it's all good. There's still a next time. And this is us checking out. See you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh shit, wrong button. Bye.
Bye.